Hi everyone, this is Gail from Gail Genie Mates. I hope you're all doing well. Haven't been on the channel for a few weeks, but I just wanted to pop on and get a Christmas video done because this is a great time to use your gel plate. There's lots of things lying around the house that you have great texture, like tinsel. So I wanted to incorporate that on a video for you, just to give you some ideas. It's great to use up things that are just lying around that you might otherwise throw away or just shove in a bag until next Christmas, or put in your loft, whatever. I wanted to say a really happy Christmas as well to all my subscribers and anyone that's hopped onto the channel. It really does mean a lot, all your support, and I do this for the love of it. I don't earn any money from it. There are adverts on my channel, but I'm not monetized. So I just do it for the fun of it, really. So that's why I can be a bit, sometimes not as regular with my videos because I don't always have the time to fit it in around work and things. But yeah, I did want to say thank you so much. Just watching the videos and a comment or a thumbs up is great. Obviously, if you're not already subscribed and you like to watch the channel, then please do subscribe. It's completely free and it'll just let you know whenever I've got more videos coming up. But anyway, I hope you all have a lovely 2025. Let's hope it's a good one, and I'm hoping to get lots more on the channel next year, lots more experimenting with the gel plate. So hopefully that will help everyone out. So first things first then, we're doing an image transfer today. Hopefully this will work well. So this is the image I wanted to use. I'm going to try and get an image transfer of this. I know a lot of you struggle with image transfer, so I'm hoping this will help. And I've got this from Country Life magazine, which is one that always works for me, or probably jinxed it now, but it is pretty much always worked for me. And I've bought myself some more of my favourite acrylic to pull with. This is another surefire winner for me too. This is the only acrylic that I use to pull image transfer with. So this is Liquitex heavy body acrylic and it's Payne's Grey. I think black's a bit too stark quite a lot of the time, so I always go for Payne's Grey. It's just such a beautiful colour. So this is my go-to. So what we're going to do is I am going to get this braid out. So I don't tend to use lots of this. There's, as I always say on my channel, there is a Goldilocks point. Not too much, not too little. Okay, so I'm just going to braid this out, and I'm not going to cover the whole plate at the moment. In fact, no, actually I am going to cover the whole plate because I want to get some of that extra tinsel detail as well. Usually if I'm doing an image transfer, I'll just put a little bit in the middle, depending on the size of the picture. Obviously if it's A4, I'll put it on the whole plate. But if you don't want to be wasteful of this paint, if you only need a little bit of it basically in one area. So I'm covering the plate. This at the moment is looking too light, just a tad too light, so I'm going to put a bit more on. Not too much though. There is, like I say, a very fine point. I'm just going to put it in more areas because I find if you just put it in one area, then it ends up taking it off again, as you want to cover the whole plate. So let's just get a little bit more on. There we go. And you'll know if you kind of know if you've taken too much off because, oops, sorry, I'm kind of, you don't want too much, you don't want too little. You want to be able to sort of slightly see through the plate, and then if you take any off, you'll kind of see it's just too light in a certain area. So at the moment, I'm just trying to get an even layer, and I think this is going to be about right. So I'm going to leave it there. You can see it's quite fairly smooth. It's a little bit of a dark patch there, but I'm not too fussed about that. So bear with me. I'm just going to bray her off at the side there. I've got my dressing gown on. I'm not ashamed. I'm at home. It's fairly cold. I haven't got the heating on, so, it's good with a dressing gown. Save a bit of money. It's all good. So, right then. The image we're going to use, which has just fallen on the floor. So, I've got my image transfer. This kind of reminded me of the cottage from The Holiday. So I thought, oh, that's quite nice. And this is cottage in the Chilterns in the UK. And I like the fact that we've got the trees in the background. We've got quite a prominent cottage, more trees, and we've got the fence. So I don't think I want the magic of, so I'm going to get rid of that. I mean, it is the magic of Christmas and all, but, you know, it's just going to look a bit strange, and I'm going to have to add more to that. So I'm just going to tear off a bit at the bottom there. And I'm just going to tear, just to give me, I don't want too crisp a straight edge, basically. So I'm just tearing, excuse my nails. I don't usually paint them these days, but I thought I'd go for it for Christmas, and then, like, they've all been chipping horrendously. Which is why I don't tend to like doing them in the first place, because then they look horrible on camera. Also stems from my days as a teacher when, you know, you didn't want the kids to see your nails like that. Right, so there we go. So we've got a nice kind of sort of deckled edge effect now as well. So I'm going to place that down in the middle there. And I'm going to give that a gentle rub. I'm not going to do it too hard. I'm not going to do it too soft. It's that exact Goldilocks thing again. So you need to kind of practice this yourself, really. So I suggest get the magazine. Country Life works well for me, and Vogue. Both UK editions, just in case they print on different paper in other countries. And just take some images out that you're not bothered about and just try them. See if they work. Okay. And I'm going to give that a pull. Some areas, look, you can see are maybe just need a bit more of a rub to get rid of that. Yeah, okay. Just give it one more general rub for good luck, and then we'll pull it. There we go. So we've got quite a nice sort of Christmassy image there. I always quite like the dark background around the edge, actually, so I almost don't want to take that off. Yeah, so it's not always the most sort of stark image. It doesn't always really stand out, so sometimes what I go in is I kind of pull it with matte medium and then go in with that as a base layer, and I might paint on top of that, so that's quite a nice thing that you can do. So today, obviously, we're going to do the tinsel effect as well. I quite like the stars. So let's see if we can... Yeah, so it almost looks a bit like sort of trees coming in, doesn't it? So again, I'm just trying to avoid... I don't want to catch the image with my brayer, because I don't want to, you know, the image transfer part. So I'm just going to go in along the edge like that. And again, on this bit here, I'm just going to catch it this side so the brayer's not sort of encroaching into the middle there. There we go. And then we'll have a little bit of tinsel at the bottom. Let's just move it up so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, I like the texture there. Lovely. Yeah. Okay, good. And a star there. There we go. So it's looking like grass almost, isn't it? So that's what I want to do. I want to do like a bit of a separate play with it and treat it as if it's grass for some, you know, future prints. Okay, right. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and then we'll give it a pull and I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm back, and I'm hoping this is dry now. What I'm going to do is I am going to pull it just with a light colour, and I'm hoping that the black is going to contrast fairly well then. My go-to is usually Buff by Dina Wakley, so I think I'm going to use that, and then hopefully we just pick up this fine detail. I don't know how well this is going to pull, if I'm being honest. It's image transfer is one of those things where you kind of really need to think carefully about the image that you're actually going to transfer. It needs to have really good contrast. I tend to like doing my own pictures now rather than images from magazines, because I have control over, you know, what the contrast is like, and it's my image as well, so it just means I haven't got to worry about, you know, any kind of, I mean, this is just, I don't print these and sell them. it's just fair use, really, showing you how to do image transfer. But I think what happened with me was, once I could do image transfer via a magazine print, I then wanted to just do my own. You know, I went out, took photographs, and then I get them copied at a copy shop via laser printing, rather than inkjet. I know some people can successfully do it on inkjet. I don't seem to be one of those people. It's a little bit harder, but the laser prints that I've had in the press have worked pretty well. And it's nice to know that it's your own image as well. So, right, so I've got a few lines on there, but that's okay. And I'm going to pull this with Card by Lavinia Stamps. So it's multifarious, smooth card, 350 GSM, which is a really nice, thick quality card. I think they've thickened it slightly. I'm sure it used to be 330. So basically it takes a lot of water, a lot of product, a lot of media, a lot of mixed media, and also it's very good to pull your print with, because it's very good to pull your print with because it will it won't buckle. It tends to pick up everything that's on the plate as well, which is good. Just have to leave it to dry, and you can leave it as well for a few minutes on the plate without it kind of, you know, disintegrating and sticking and causing chaos. So that's a great thing about it. So yeah, so I'd recommend, if you're struggling with papers to pull with, obviously I also like pulling with completely the opposite, thin papers, but ones that have strength, you know, so that you can use that in collages and things. So it just depends what you're using it for, but I am liking the actual thickness of this card for, you know, the pulls that I maybe am a little bit worried about. So I think if I'd had more time to think about this, I probably would have added some alcohol ink to colorise it maybe, and then pull it, because the alcohol ink tends to dry fairly, well, it dries transparent. You can see the colour, but you can still see image through it. So were I to do this again, I probably would add a bit of colour that way. Okay, so I've left it to dry for a couple of minutes. This is basically what it looks like on the other side. So rather than it sitting there like that, I've turned it over. And sometimes it can be easier to actually pull the plate off the paper like this. So that is what I'm going to do. And as you can see, I was explaining about the card, that look how that's come off the plate. There's not a bit of paint left on there apart from my old, you know, grungy bits that I've left on there. So there we go, we've got our final print, our image transfer. And I think probably what I will do to this is maybe add some colours, you know, around the edges possibly. I may colour in the gate, things like that, just to add an extra element. I could bring some pan pastels in, maybe I could bring in some Kuretake watercolour pens. I could just bring in some watercolour over the top. Yeah, so the possibilities are there to really expand upon this. And I hope you'll have a go, but it just goes to show, you know, if you're using the right kind of paint, the right magazine that will transfer, then that, you know, it's not too difficult to achieve just in like a short amount of time. But pick your image wisely. As I've said, it needs to be something with quite high contrast. So like obviously this gate, this fence, sorry, works really well because it's black against white. Same with the cottage. Textural wise, this the tinsel has come out really nicely and really reminds me of grass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a separate video where I just do some tinsel pulling, and I've also got some strands, some of the sort of you know, tinsel type decorations that would go on the tree. That I love using these sort of things, like I've used old cassettes as well, like the tape from cassettes, just to create like landscape pools that I can then build up a scene with. So yeah, so that will be my next quick job before all this stuff gets packed away for Christmas or after Christmas. And yeah, I hope you feel that may have helped you in some way. Maybe I'll colour this and show it to you coloured, or maybe I'll just leave it like this. I'm not sure what time I'm going to get to, whether I can add this on before I actually edit it and upload, but the possibilities are there, and I do hope you'll have a go yourself. Drop a comment below if you think you will, or let me know how you get on with image transfer. I know it's probably one of the things I get most people ask me about. I'm not always the quickest to answer, I'm sorry, but I will try and get back to you over the holiday if you do ask a question. Right, so before you all dash off and get your tinsel ready, I just wanted to show you the final stage. I did actually go in and add colour. So I wanted to go for like a Victorian photo effect, where they've got a black and white photo and added a colour tint layer. And I used the Kuretake Zig Clean brush pens for this. This is the final piece now. So I hope you like it. I'm really pleased with it, and I hope you do go and have a go at doing some image transfer, or even just some general pulling to get that lovely texture from the tinsel. And again, wishing you a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you all have a brilliant 2025 with lots of creating going on. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so and hit the bell and all notifications. That means you won't miss any videos next year when I put more out. And yeah, just have a great holiday, a nice relaxing one with some crafting going on. Okay, thanks for all your support. I'll see you in the new year. Take care, guys. Bye for now.